Hey guys, welcome to another Blackbeard Vapor review. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing, a tutorial, and a short review on the Vaporesso Swag Kit. The one I have here is gold, but we also have them in blue and orange, black, and it has probably about 6 or 7 different colors that they're offered in. So let's get started. We're going to start the unboxing first, and then we're going to get into the tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. Alright, so let's get started with what we have inside the box. So let's just lift off the cover here. You have the coil wattage range. So the coils that you can put in here are called the GT coils. But another really good thing about the Vaporesso, something that really attracts a lot of people, is that they can also take smoke coils. So you can have the smoke tech coils, which is what I'm using in this one, and they work just fine. But you can also use the ceramic cells and other coils from Vaporesso if you wanted to. But the main thing that I like is that how available the smoke coils are, or smock, however you want to pronounce it. So the first thing you're going to see is your mod. This one's in gold, like I said earlier. You have your tank. So of course these are going to come with the GT coils by Vaporesso, which we'll get to in a second. This is your mod. Remember, they do not come with batteries, so make sure on your purchase you buy one 18650 battery or 2, so you can have a backup. And you come with glass with extra seals, very handy. Keep that around. And you also have one extra GT coil. This one is a ceramic coil, by the way. So they're going to be a lower wattage range. So this one's going to be from 25 to 35 watts, whereas the one that's inside of it right now is cotton. That's going to be 40 to 60 watts. If you wanted a harder hit, I would definitely recommend the cotton coils, the regular GT coils, because of course they are more powerful. Then underneath the black piece of plastic, you have your braided charger, which is very nice. I love that Vaporesso includes this nice of a charger with the kit, because the kits are not that expensive. So you wouldn't expect for the price to have a really nice braided cable. And you have your instruction manual. Your warranty card. More of what looks like instruction manuals. So yeah, how to fill your tank, and how to install your coil, and how to prime your coil and everything, but we're going to get to that in a second. And you have the English instruction manual, which is pretty much the same exact thing as what I just showed you, except in English. Alright, so now I'll show you how to install the 18650 battery. I almost fell off. So yeah, so the first thing you want to do is unscrew this top piece right here. And that is your battery cover. So on your battery, this side with the little groove thing on there is going to be the positive side, and this side that's completely flat is going to be your negative side. On these particular mods, it's going to be positive side down, so you want that completely flat side to be exposed. And then you're going to put the cap back on it and screw it down. And that's it. And when you put a new tank on there, it's going to ask you if it's a new or old coil. On these mods, the plus and minus side buttons are right here. So you got minus and plus. And we're going to hit plus because it is a new coil. Every time you put a new coil in there, you want to hit that button because it kind of keeps track and lets the device know what coil it's running currently. But it also has a smart mode on this device, which changes the wattage depending on what coil you have. That way, if you're using a really high wattage coil and then you switch it to a lower wattage coil, you don't have it at 60 watts or something really high and fry the coil on a lower wattage coil, if that makes sense. But I'll show you how to do that. I usually set that up for customers as they leave, so it's kind of like a safety feature kind of thing for the coils. So it's going to be 5 times on, 5 times off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just turned it off. screen shut down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I turned it back on. So that's basically all you have to do to turn it on and off. You don't have to turn them on and off. It doesn't waste a lot of battery if it's left on. But if you're gonna leave it in your car or in your purse or something like that, I would turn it off so you don't accidentally push the firing button and then burn your coil that way. This button right here is to change from temperature to wattage. And right now it is on 5 watts. But if I wanted to use temperature control, you're gonna hold that down, turn it this way so you can, actually no, it's that way. So you hold down this button for about a second and it's gonna change. You'll see that little, those letters in the bottom right of the screen change. Right now it is on NI. Right now it should be on TI. And then it'll keep scrolling through them depending on what kind of coil you have. Most of them now are either NI or SS. So you'll see those options as you push those buttons. But temperature control is completely different. We usually recommend wattage for all the coils unless you really want to get into temperature, because wattage is just so much more simple and it's easier to explain. So on this coil, like I said previously, it's going to be between 40 and 60 watts. So what we want to do is hold up the plus button. And we're going to go all the way up to 40 watts. Oh, went a little bit high there. Yeah, that'll be fine for right now. So before you fire it up, of course you want to put juice in it. But I'm going to show you how to do that on my tank. So I'm going to unscrew this. And that just unscrews from the mod. Just like that. Take my tank off there. Same exact tank. The only difference is that it has a smoke coil. And like I said earlier, the only reason why you would want to use a smoke coil is because they're more readily available. So if your smoke shop does not have Vaporesso GT coils, they're more likely to have a smoke Q2 coil or Q4 coil or something along those lines. So they are the Baby Beast coil. This tank is pretty much a Baby Beast with a Vaporesso brand on it, but they work exactly the same way. They're very easy. So the way you actually fill these up is I have a bottle of our Jolly Roger watermelon. Get that unscrewed. The first thing you actually want to do with these is to prime them up. So you have to do this every time you change the coil. And it's really easy, but you want to make sure you do it every single time you change the coil. I cannot stress that enough, because a lot of people don't, and they just fill them up and fire them right away. And they'll burn the coil, and they'll also have a burning feeling in your lungs. Now, this coil's been used a little bit, but I'll show you how to use it, or prime it anyways. So what you want to do is you'll have these little cotton holes on the side. Now, this is the same thing for the Vaporesso coils and the smoke coils. The coils are just shaped a little bit differently. So you want to put 1 drop in each one of these holes. You want to do this twice per hole. So we're going to do 1 drop per hole. Then we're going to go back around it one more time and do that again. And then you have all the cotton on the inside. Now again, this is the same for the Vaporesso coils. They're same across the board for pretty much every coil out there. And so you have this cotton up at the top right here. What I like to do is just squeeze the bottle and just go around that about 5 to 10 times until I get the feeling that the coil is completely saturated. What this priming does is that it gets the cotton saturated so you don't burn the cotton dry. So if I were to just put the coil in the tank, fill it up, and just start firing it, the cotton didn't have enough time to fully saturate. So it's just going to burn the cotton. Now we're going to put that back in the tank. And first, I'll show you how to change the coil. So to change the coil, all you do is you unscrew it. It'll start tasting burnt when it goes bad. That's how you know it needs to be changed. What will happen is that cotton in there will get charred and it'll start tasting a bit burnt. You'll definitely know when it goes bad. It's a very obnoxious taste. So we're gonna put everything back together here. Just like that. We're gonna put it on the mod. Now we're gonna fill it up. So these actually have a swivel on them, just like the Smoke Baby Beast tanks. You'll see that little arrow right there, and that's where you're gonna grab it to, swivel it out. So what we're gonna do is just grab it right there, and that just comes out like that. You wanna fill it in that little hole right there. So we're gonna put the little nozzle in there. You can see it fill up. I've learned on these not to, fill them too fast, because the liquid will start bubbling up right here on the very top, and it'll get caught, and then you'll have juice on your hands because it'll kind of like overfill, even though the tank hasn't really overfilled yet. So yeah, you can fill these all the way up, just like that. That'll be enough. Then we're gonna close the lid, just like that. Now before I fire it up, I'm going to show you how to put it on smart mode. So it is a new coil because I just put my tank on it. So we're going to hit the up button again on the side right here. And to put it on smart mode, what you do is you're going to hold the minus button down on the side and hold the power button at the same time. So first we're going to click the minus and then click the power button, hold it down. And it didn't do it that time. There it goes. So you're going to have the options right here, and you're going to go down to the smart mode. Yeah, I find it here. Yeah, it's going to say smart on and off. This button right here, if you hold it down, that's going to select it, and we're going to put smart mode on, just like that. So what that does is that this coil has a range of 40 to 80 watts. If I were to put a coil on it that had a range from 100 to 200 watts, which they don't exist on the Baby Beast as far as I know, you can, the mod automatically adjusts the wattage down back to 40 for this tank. So it'll adjust it back up for a lower resistance coil. So the lower the resistance, usually the more powerful it's going to be. So what it'll basically do is adjust, all you have to know is that it adjusts the wattage accordingly to what coil you have. And that's basically it. But then you can adjust the wattage from there. It's just a little safety thing that it won't let you burn up your coil immediately. So we're going to exit out of the settings. So go all the way down to where it says exit, which I think that's it. Yep. And hold that button down to select. So if I take this tank off, and I put it back on, it should adjust it. If I click new coil, it should be on 40 watts. Yep, there we go. Because that's the lowest range of lowest wattage of its coil range. And that's it. So now you have a completely primed coil. But the one thing I do like to do before I fire the button, or fire up the mod, is to puff it 3 times without pushing the button. You're gonna go just like that. Just until you can start tasting that flavor. That means the coil is fully saturated. So I'm going to go ahead and fire it up now. I know you couldn't see that, but yeah, I did fire. So yeah, again, they pack a pretty good punch. They're really good for a starter kit. So if you didn't want to get a huge pen style, and if you didn't want to get a huge box mod like a Smoke Pro Color or X-Prov or something like that, these are a very good option, and I sell a lot of these just because they do fit in the palm of your hand, and no one really uses over 80 watts a lot anyways. So this is really all you need if you're trying to quit smoking, or if you just wanted a different kit. You wanted to upgrade from something older or something like that. Yeah, it's a very good kit, and I definitely recommend them. If y'all have any other questions, just leave them in the comments. And they've been very reliable, so I don't expect any of you to have any problems with them. Well, I'm sure someone will have a problem with them, but yeah, just let me know. I'll try to help you out in the comments. I usually read all of them. I haven't made a video in a long time, so yeah, but thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Or I hope you see me on the next video, or somebody else. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching. See you later.